Welcome, everyone. This conversation is brought to you by our YouTube channel, Audio Podcast. Today, we're not really going to talk about small tips or quick life hacks. We're going straight into something much deeper, a really powerful shift that, well, successful people seem to make. It's about taking radical responsibility for everything in your life.
Yeah, it's a mindset that's designed to make you kind of unstoppable, really. And look, it's not always easy to hear this stuff, but honestly, it might be the most freeing thing. We're looking at these core ideas, these principles that people use when they just refuse to let circumstances define them.
Okay.
They operate from this pretty harsh premise, but if you can really absorb it, the power you get back is huge.
Okay, so what is it? What's this central kind of tough love idea that everything else is built on?
It's simple, but not easy. The world owes you nothing, absolutely nothing. Life itself, it's neutral. It doesn't really care about your struggles, your past, how hard things feel right now. And this is the critical part. No one is coming to save you. There's no cavalry. If you want your life to change, you and only you are the one who can actually make that happen.
Wow. Okay, that hits hard. Especially, if you're genuinely going through tough times right now. But you said there's a paradox here. Why is realizing that nobody cares about my problems supposed to be powerful?
Well, think about it. It frees you up, doesn't it? From waiting for sympathy, waiting for someone to notice, waiting for rescue, all that mental energy you spend hoping,
Yeah.
it gets freed up. Because honestly, everyone else, they're just too busy. They're fighting their own battles, paying their own bills, hitting their own deadlines, dealing with their own stuff.
Yeah.
Your problems are real, absolutely real to you, but they just can't be the center of someone else's universe.
That's a really important point. It's not necessarily that people are unkind or don't care at all. It's just capacity, right? They're managing their own complex lives.
Exactly. They're swamped.
Yeah.
And yet, so many people fall into this trap, seeking validation for their struggles.
You see it everywhere, especially online.
Oh, definitely. People pour so much energy into crafting this narrative of hardship, posting about the difficulties, hoping for those likes, those supportive comments.
Hoping someone will see it and offer an easy way out.
Yeah, maybe. Or just wanting that little dopamine hit from the sympathy online, that fleeting feeling of being seen.
And that's the real danger, isn't it? That quick hit feels good, but it distracts you. It pulls focus from the actual, sometimes difficult work needed for real change.
Absolutely. You log off, the validation fades, and guess what? The problem's still sitting right there.
Right. Those nice words, the hang in there comments. They don't pay the bills. They don't build the business.
Yep. Only work does that. Only action. Success ultimately rewards doing the thing, not just talking about the thing or feeling bad about the situation.
So what we're really talking about here is a choice. A very stark choice, it seems. You can basically sit around feeling sorry for yourself, complaining about the hand you were dealt, or you can get up, roll up your sleeves, and actually start doing something about it.
That's the dividing line right there, that choice. And the people who achieve things, it's not usually because they were luckier or started ahead. Often it's because they absolutely refuse to see themselves as victims.
They take ownership.
Total ownership. They stop blaming the system or their upbringing or bad luck for where they are now. Instead, they ask, okay, given this reality, what can I actually do? What levers can I pull right now?
So they accept the starting point might not have been fair. Maybe it was way behind others, but the race has started, and they need to run their race from where they are. It's shifting from why me to, okay, now what?
Exactly. That shift from passive victim to active agent. That's everything. That's where the power comes back to you.
And that ownership, that mindset, it has to lead somewhere, right? It has to turn into action.
Yeah.
Because just thinking positively isn't enough.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Mindset without action is just, well, it's delusion, really. Which brings us right to the next big hurdle people face. It's probably the biggest excuse out there for not starting, the hunt for readiness.
Ah, yes. The source material was really blunt about this. Readiness is a lie. That one kind of jumped out at me because I think we all do that, right? Get stuck in analysis paralysis. I just need one more course. I need to research this a bit more. I need to wait for the perfect moment.
Oh, it's classic self-sabotage.
Yeah.
But it feels productive, doesn't it? It feels like you're preparing. But really, you're just delaying, overthinking every little thing, analyzing risks until you're completely frozen, waiting until you feel motivated or confident or perfectly prepared.
And you never feel 100% prepared. That feeling is always just out of reach.
Never. It's a mirage. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build
Yeah.
by doing the thing, By taking action, even when you're scared or unsure,
Yeah.
you try, maybe you stumble, maybe you fail a bit.
You learn from it.
You learn, you adjust, you do it again. That experience, that's the only thing that actually builds real earned confidence. Not reading about it, doing it.
Okay, so forget waiting to feel ready, but what about waiting to feel motivated? That's another big one.
Yeah, and this leads to the next really critical point. Your feelings don't matter nearly as much as your discipline does, which is tough because we live in a culture that puts a huge emphasis on feelings, on passion, on motivation.
But motivation is so unreliable, isn't it? It comes and goes. It's like the weather. You can't plan your life around it.
Exactly. It's fleeting.
Mm-hmm.
If you only work when you feel excited or inspired, you're going to spend most of your life stuck in neutral, just starting and stopping constantly.
So what's the alternative?
Discipline. Simple, boring, but incredibly effective discipline. It's the commitment. It's doing the work you need to do consistently, whether you feel like it or not, whether you're tired or bored or uninspired.
So it's about building systems then.
Right.
Habits, routines that make sure you act even when your brain is saying, nah, let's watch Netflix.
Precisely. It's about removing the decision fatigue. You don't debate whether you're going to do the hard thing, you just do it because it's part of the schedule, part of the system. Discipline beats short bursts of intensity every single time because it delivers consistency over the long haul.
Okay, that makes sense. And to make that practical, the sources really zeroed in on one specific area where discipline makes a huge difference. Controlling the start of your day, that morning advantage idea.
Yeah, this is huge. How you start your day often dictates the trajectory for the entire rest of the day. It sets the tone. If you let the day start, hitting snooze, waking up late, immediately grabbing your phone, reacting to emails and notifications.
If you're already behind, you're playing defense from the moment you wake up.
Exactly. You basically handed control over to the outside world. Their emergencies become your priorities.
But, and this is a key point too, just waking up early isn't the magic bullet. You can wake up at 5 a.m. and waste it scrolling social media.
Right. It's not about the time on the clock. It's about what you do with that protected time, that first hour or two. It needs to be intentional, used for focused work. Training your body or mind, learning something new, planning your day, or tackling your MITs.
Your most important tasks.
Exactly. Doing the deep work, the hard cognitive lifts, before the chaos of the day kicks in, before the meetings, the emails, the constant interruptions.
That takes discipline, serious discipline.
It does. It's about building a deliberate routine designed to put you ahead, to get that first win of the day.
And that first win, waking up, doing the hard thing first, that builds momentum, right? It proves to yourself right at the start that you're actually in charge of your day, not the other way around.
Yeah, it builds that mental muscle. And speaking of muscle and doing hard things, that leads us perfectly into the next topic, pressure. If you're chasing anything worthwhile, pressure is just, it's going to be there. It's part of the deal.
Right. And most people see pressure, stress, responsibility as this negative thing, something heavy, something to avoid if possible.
Naturally. But the sources urge a complete reframe here. We need to start seeing pressure differently. Seeing it, believe it or not, as a privilege.
Pressure is a privilege. Okay, unpack that. That's a big mental shift. We usually think stress bad.
Well, there's distress, the bad kind, yeah. But there's also eustress, good stress, the kind that actually sharpens you. Pressure forces you out of your comfort zone and makes you focus. When the stakes are high, suddenly all the trivial stuff falls away, doesn't it?
Yeah, you definitely cut through the noise.
You stop messing around. Pressure demands your best. It pushes you to operate right at the edge of your capabilities. And that's where growth happens. Think about it, like heat and carbon pressure is what turns the raw stuff into something strong, something resilient, like a diamond.
So instead of shrinking from it, the idea is to lean into it. Use that discomfort as fuel.
Exactly. See it as a signal, a sign that you're playing at a level that matters, that you're stretching yourself, that you're actually growing. If you're never feeling any pressure, you're probably not aiming high enough.
Okay, that makes sense. Embracing the discomfort. And that ties into how successful people view failure too, right? Because failure is definitely uncomfortable.
Hugely uncomfortable for most people.
Wow.
We're taught to avoid failure at all costs. See it as the opposite of success, something shameful.
But the sources flip that completely. They basically say, fail harder, grow faster. Failure isn't the enemy, it's mandatory.
It's the tuition fee for success, you could say. It's the ultimate feedback loop. If you're not failing sometimes, maybe even often.
You're probably playing it way too safe. You're not pushing the boundaries enough.
Precisely. Look at anyone who's achieved massive success. They've almost certainly failed more times, often spectacularly, then they've succeeded. But they didn't stop.
Because failure gives you data. It tells you what doesn't work.
Exactly. It's pure information. When you fail, the key is not to quit, but to analyze. Okay, what went wrong? What did I learn? What assumption was off? How do I adjust my approach for next time?
So you iterate faster. You learn faster. The
Yeah.
quicker you fail and learn, the quicker you find the path that actually works.
Right. The only real failure is not trying in the first place, because that guarantees you stay exactly where you are. Stagnation.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together then. We've talked about radical ownership, rejecting the myth of needing to feel ready, prioritizing discipline over fickle motivation, using the morning to gain an edge, and reframing pressure and failure as tools for growth. It all seems to synthesize down into one ultimate requirement, doesn't it? Just continuous intentional effort, outworking everyone.
Yeah, but it's important how we define outworking, I think. It's not just about grinding out more hours than the next person staring blankly at a screen. That's not smart.
Right, it's about intentional effort.
Intentional, focused effort, putting your energy into the high-leverage activities, the things that actually move the needle. It's about constantly pushing your own limits, getting slightly better each day, and being relentlessly consistent.
It's those small, disciplined choices adding up. Getting up when you don't want to. Doing the hard task first. Learning from the mistake instead of wallowing in it.
Exactly. They compound, like interest. Those tiny deposits of effort, day after day, week after week, they build into something massive over time.
The world doesn't really care about your intentions or your backstory as much as it respects results.
Pretty much. You plant those seeds of disciplined action today, and yeah, you might not see the fruit for a while. It takes patience. But the people who keep watering, keep tending the soil, even when it's dry, even when nobody's watching or cheering them on.
Yeah.
They're the ones who eventually build something lasting.
Success isn't just handed out, it's earned. Through sheer persistence and an unbreakable will to keep moving forward no matter what.
And it all comes back to that first point, doesn't it? Accepting that harsh truth that nobody's coming to rescue you is what finally gives you the keys. You realize the power to change everything. It's right here, in your own hands, right now. That's real freedom, true autonomy.
That really is a powerful place to land. The only thing standing between you and whatever your goals are, it's your own willingness to do the work, starting today. Well, thank you for listening to this conversation. If you found this valuable and want more motivational discussions like this, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel Audio Podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.